Hello everyone, welcome to Rockstar Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be unboxing the final expansion from Marvel United Multiverse, and that is World War Hulk. This was the final announced expansion during the campaign, final large expansion during the campaign, and is also one of the other few expansions that went to retail. You can currently buy it right now on Amazon. I believe it's like $35 on there right now. However, this copy that I'm going to be unboxing today is the Kickstarter exclusive version, so there is going to be an extra character in here that is not going to be in that retail version. If you bought your copy through a local comic shop who may or may not have ordered through the Kickstarter, then you may have gotten this copy, but if you order from like Amazon or anything like that, you're going to have the retail copy missing a character. So with that circular conversation of myself out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. So we do have World War Hulk right here. We've got our new Hulk right here. We've got our Hulk Buster Iron Man. We've got Ares. We've got Hercules, and we've got the Sentry right here. We've got artwork on the side showing off those characters. We've got artwork on the back, artwork on the top right there, and then the artwork on the back right here. We see our extra character, Doc Samson. He is going to be the extra Kickstarter exclusive character. So again, if you bought this retail, this is going to be the character you're going to be missing. Hulk was banished from Earth to the planet Sakaar by the Illuminati, where he became a gladiator. Now he is stronger than ever before and blinded by rage over the death of his family. With the support of his warbound, Hulk returns to Earth bent on extracting revenge on those who wronged him and nobody else who dares and anybody else who stands in his way. New York becomes a gladiatorial arena as the mightiest heroes must test themselves against World Breaker Hulk. So that is what we've got going on here. So as you can see, there's no just straight up villain in this expansion. We've got Gladiator Hulk, Sentry, and Ares as anti-heroes. So you're going to be able to play them, you know, in as heroes, you know, and whatnot, but then you're also going to be able to fight against them as villains. And then we've got Iron Man, Hulkbuster, Doc Samson, and Hercules right there. So we've got that going on. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now, this is going to be another one of those comic storylines that I apologize, I have actually not read all of. I'm aware of all the various events from it. However, I never got into Hulk as far as like reading through the comics and everything like that. I don't know why. I just was not, the Hulk didn't like grab me necessarily, as far as like I was more into like the X-Men and then later got into the Avengers and stuff like that. There we go. But Hulk, for some reason, did not resonate with me. Let's go ahead and take a look at that box art one more time. I do find it funny how much shinier these boxes are, and I might talk about that in a different video later on, but it's just very interesting, shininess. There's a lot of gloss in Marvel United Multiverse. So we got the box cover right there, and then we've got Welcome to the Arena. We've got our components right here, World Breaker Hulk Rage Mechanic, I guess, right there. Memory of Kyra. Sure. Obedience disc, team versus team mode, commander solo mode, all that stuff, and the rules for the Sentry, and then apparently rules for Hercules. Some of Ares and Hercules cards have two symbols at the bottom, either of which can be chosen when played in the storyline. That's pretty interesting. So you have an either-or mechanic down here. So that's, I don't know if we've seen that. Have we seen that? I have no idea. There are so many characters. We've gone through so much stuff in these videos. We have literally been looking at Marvel United expansions for like almost 2 years at this point. Marvel United content, Marvel United expansions, there's all that. So we got our one BAM and our obedience discs right here. So we've got that going on for us. Let's go ahead and put that over there. And then we have, as always, a few locations. We've got Sakaar itself right here. And then with a negative effect, whenever a hero anywhere uses or discards action tokens, place them here. So we've got that. You may discard one card from your hand to the bottom of your deck to gain up to 2 action tokens from this location. So that's not even a negative effect. Whenever a hero uses or discards action tokens, they get placed here. So they basically just go into a pool on Sakaar, and if you decide to discard a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck, you gain up to 2 action tokens from this location. So that's kind of interesting. We've got the New York City Arena. End of turn. If there are other heroes in this location, you must choose one of them. You must. You both gain heroic action or punch token. Then you must both discard one card. So you're going to take a hit, but you're going to get tokens. So there is that. And then Battle World. End of turn, you may gain one movement token if you reveal at least one punch symbol at the bottom of your cards in your hand. If you reveal 2 or more punches, you may gain one punch token instead. So there's Battle World. So there's going to be our locations for the game. And let's go ahead and take a look at our mess of villains. Again, we do have not necessarily any villains in the game. We have 3 anti-heroes in the game, so all these villains will eventually be able to be, will be able to be played in the game as heroes. So we've got World Breaker Hulk. His special setup: place the Rage card close to the playing area with 2 movement tokens on it. So we got that, and then we've got all of his write-up right there. So special rules: Hulk has in a 4-player game 12 health. There you go. We'll probably be dealing with a 3-player game, 10 health whenever we go to fight him. Then we got Ares right here with his dashboard and all his stuff right there, clocking in at 7 max health on 4-player game. And then we have the Void, not the Sentry, the Void right here with 9 health total on 4+ players right there. So that is going to be our 3 dashboards. So let's go ahead and take a look at this part right here. Again, the Marvel United logo. Did I put this in sideways? No, I feel like they put this in sideways. Yeah, so this is how it shipped to me with this in here, but I really feel like this should be in here like this. That way the Marvel United logos, when you're looking at it, are right side up. Because for whatever, like, you can see where it says Marvel United right there. It was in the box like this. I know it's completely nitpicky, but, you know, there's that. So we move this correctly here. So let's go ahead and look at our cards. Once again, we've got wells that will not fit fully sleeved cards. Like, perimeter-wise, yes, they will. But you're not going to be able to get your cards all in here. Again, if you've gotten this far in the video, you're still here with me. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, please. But I'm trying to find different solutions for the figures outside of these boxes, because as much as I love keeping boxes, I am getting, as you can see, Marvel United goes from here all the way right now over to here. So it's 5 slots in the calyx. Once I organize, I might be able to get it down to 4, but realistically, it's going to still be 5. I would like to find a way to get that pared down. So, yeah, any suggestions on what to do with the figures would be greatly appreciated. With that said, we've got 2 cards right here, equipment cards that are going to be Iron Man's cards. Is that all we've got here? Is those 2? Yes, it is. So we've got Deflector Shields right here. It's going to be one of Hulkbuster's cards there, and then we've got Omni Beam right here. That's going to be his cards. So place those right there. So yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at. I'm going to take a look at our villain cards first. Our potentially red cards, but they're actually going to be purple. Red figure cards, I meant to say. Let's go ahead and take a look at see how big and bad Hulkbreaker is, or World Breaker Hulk is. Throw that over there. So we've got World Breaker Hulk right here with his threat deck and his rage card. Then we're going to have Ares right here with his threat deck, and the Void with his cards and his threat deck. We're going to work backwards. Let's not. Let's go ahead and go with Hulk. So Hulk has a few. Let's see, just 2 different special effects on his cards. He's got Building Rage. He's got 2 copies of that. World Breaker Hulk recovers 1 health for each face-up Building Rage card in the storyline. Can't go above starting value. Add 2 movement tokens to the Rage card. Then add 1 civilian to every location except World Breaker Hulk. So there we have that. Both of them are going to be movement 0. And then after that, he's just going to have a ton of BAMs. He doesn't have, besides the World Breaker Hulk card, I'm sorry, the Building Rage cards, every card he has is going to BAM. His threat cards include Korg, right there. He's got Korg. He's going to have Meek right here. And then No Name, which is some kind of brood. Again, didn't read the series or anything like that, because there was like, what? There was... I think I have whatever issue of something where he gets thrown into space, and then there is Planet Hulk, where he's actually on Sakaar fighting everything and whatnot. And then World War Hulk is when he comes back and is just pissed. Just pissed off at everybody. I would be too. He's got 3 threats that cannot be removed by any means. All 3 of them memory of Kyra. Right here, this turn, Worldbreaker Hulk's BAM deals 1 additional damage if he drops on that. I would say try to figure out how to get rid of these, but I don't know what other mechanic. It says on here, this threat can't be cleared, moved, or removed from play by any means. I don't think there is any kind of, I'd have to check the FAQ, I don't think there's any kind of other effect that would remove it, but it says not be able to remove by any means, so there's that. The Rage card, if Worldbreaker Hulk is in a location with no heroes, remove 1 movement token from here, if possible, and move him 1 location toward the closest hero without an obedience disc. Repeat this until he reaches a location with any heroes, or there are no more movement tokens there. So that is going to be his card there for Rage, and that is the other side of the Rage card right there. So that is going to be Hulk's stuff right here. Let's go ahead and move on to Ares. Ares, let's see, bam, 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 bam. He is going to have Divine Wrath. He's going to have 2 copies of that. So there is that card right there. Discard all civilians in Ares' location. In each location, deal damage among the heroes in that location equal to the number of thugs there. And he is throwing down, looks like a lot of thugs. He's even dealing... He's got some civilians. I do like, though, I don't know if I've noticed this, again, having, only played through a lot of things only one time. I do notice that it's a very asymmetric as far as thugs and whatnot go, because we got like 1 thug here, 1 thug here, and then we got 2 civilians here. I feel like these 2 side locations traditionally are always the same. The middle location might be different as far as what is getting, let's see, let's go back over here. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just a stupid old man. But I always feel like in previous games of the villains that the at least the 2 side locations always get the same loadout of thugs and civilians. That middle location might be a little different. That one, these cards are a little different. However, I've noticed that they're kind of doing whatever they want with the adjacent locations and whatnot. So I could have just not have noticed. Who knows? We got a bunch of copies of Inflame Spirits. Deal 1. Turn 1 civilian in this location into a thug. If there are no civilians, add 1 thug to this location. So he's got 6 copies of that in his deck. So that is going to be Ares. Finally, we have the Void. Let's see. The Void has basically every card has a special effect. So let's go ahead and dive into those. We got Tendrils Strike. Move clockwise to the next location with the most empty civilian and thug spots. For each crisis token they have, each hero chooses to either take 1 damage or turn their earliest face-up card in the storyline face down, discarding the crisis token. So he's got 1, 2, 3 copies of that. Molecular Manipulation. Move clockwise to the next location with no heroes. 1 hero in any location takes 1 crisis token, so someone's getting something there. He's got 3 copies of that. Then move clockwise to the next location with no hero. Superhuman Alertness. Until the next villain turn, the Void ignores 1 damage each hero turn. So that always sucks. And then finally, for our last 3, Shadow Army. Move clockwise to the next location with the most civilians. Turn all civilians in the Void's location into thugs. Then each hero in locations with 1 or more thugs takes 1 damage. So that just blows. So that's going to be interesting to fight. And then his threat cards got 2 copies of Fighting a Friend. As long as this threat is in play, the Void can't be damaged or defeated. So we got that. So it's 2 heroics and a punch for each one of those. And so we got that, and then put that there. Moment of Doubt. The Void doesn't activate his BAM this turn, though threats still BAM as usual. Place 1 heroic token from the pool on this threat, and he's got 2. That's probably the lowest I've seen. That's only 2 heroics to take that out. So there's that. And then finally, Infinity Tendrils. Give 1 crisis token to 1 hero in this location. So there is that. So again, no full context for what is going on with that. I feel like I'm going to have to read this and some of these other storylines before we actually get into gameplays of all these expansions, just so I have a kind of a better idea. Also, because I'm pretty sure this is also one of the ones that has cards in the campaign deck. You know, I got the campaign deck right here. Yeah, World War Hulk is one of the campaign decks in here. So we do have that. We'll be unboxing these in a future video. Don't you worry, we're going to be doing that probably with the team decks and everything. So there's that. Let's go ahead and open up our heroes, and Doc Samson is right right there in the front. So again, if you have the retail version of the game, he is not going to be in your stuff. So there's that. Or he's not supposed to be in your stuff, at least. It says Kickstarter exclusive over here. So, let me actually double check. The Amazon description actually confuses me a little bit more, because it says new challenging foes face off against new anti-heroes like Ares and Sentry in gripping tabletop battles. You can overcome their might. Strategic prowess doesn't say anything about Hulk, though. Expand your game. This expansion integrates seamlessly with your existing Marvel United game set, adding depth with 105 new cards, 3 additional locations, and 2 villain dashboards. And we obviously have 3 villain dashboards here, so I'm not sure what they're talking about in this write-up. But I'm looking at the Kickstarter page right now, and it does show Doc Samson as the exclusive. So I'm not wrong in saying all that, but there's no additional pictures or anything like that on the Amazon listing. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and just continue as we were. Let's get down to these cards right here. Let's go ahead and get everything separated out. We've got Doc Samson right there with the starting hand card. We've got Hulkbuster Iron Man there. We've got Hercules right there. We've got Ares. Then we've got the Sentry proper with a Void deck with a Dark Entity card. And then finally we've got the World Breaker Hulk right there. So that is how we are separating that out. Let's go ahead and go in reverse order. Let's take a look at the Hulk first. So Hulk, he's going to smash all the things. Already more powers than regular Hulk. I didn't have the regular Hulk cards to compare, but we do have payback if you have 1 or 2 cards in hand, double punch in your location. So we've got that going on for us. And then we've got Warbound Pact. Until the beginning of your next turn, each time another hero in your or adjacent location takes 1 or more damage, you may gain 1 punch token. So getting a lot of punches for old Brucey Banner here. Break Obedience. Punch. If you defeated a henchman this turn, gain 1 wild token at the end of your turn. So we got that there. Warbound Leader. Punch. Then each other hero may punch in their location. So there's that. And then one-on-one clash. Deal a number of punches to a single target in your location equal to 5 minus the number of cards in your hand. Your target can't be damaged again until the next villain turn. So if I've got a full hand of 3, then I'm only getting 2 punches out of this. But if I'm like wrecked already, and I got 1 card in my hand, I'm doing 4 punches here. So that's pretty good. And then Kaera, my queen, each time you punch this turn, deal 1 additional damage to the same target. So if I can get like 4 punches between, actually, what does this got on it? It has a movement. Each time you punch this turn, deal 1 additional damage to the target. So if I've got a double punch from before me, I'm doing 4 punches this turn. If I also have a punch token on me, I get a character in there that can give me some punch tokens. I get another for every punch token equals another 1, so, or equals 2 technically. So you can get some, you can take out, if you get a pretty good setup, if you got like additional punch tokens and at least a double punch ahead of you, or a double wild ahead of you, you can do like, even with 1 additional punch token, you can do 6 punches right there with that card. So that's pretty interesting there. Let's go ahead and go up to Ares. Ares has his starting hand card, Immortal. As long as his card is face up in the storyline, when you recover from being KO'd, draw 1 extra card. We've seen this before, but it's always a nice card to have. God of War. On the next villain turn, heroes may redirect any damage dealt to them by the villain, first to the henchman, if present, or to any thug in their location. And this is one of those either or cards on the bottom where I can either move or punch. Got a few of these, so another God of War right there. Final Blow, discard 1 card to the bottom of your deck to either defeat 1 henchman in your location or triple punch there with a movement added on. So we got that, and that is going to be all his special effect cards right there. We've seen most of this artwork, so that is going to be Ares. Now we got Hercules, seen very briefly at the end of Love and Thunder. His starting hand card, to which there are 2 of them. He's going to have a copy of Immortal. So we've seen that again, like I said. So he's got that. Different than Ares Immortal, yeah, because Ares Immortal punches, Hercules Immortal is a heroic. So we got his other starting hand card, almost invulnerable. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, you may ignore 1 damage during each villain turn. So that is actually pretty cool. That might be one of my favorites. Olympian, just a wild on there. Another Olympian, and another Olympian, another Olympian. So he's got, with his Olympian card, he can either, he's got 4 of them, he can move 4 times, or he can punch twice, or heroic twice. He's got that either or going on there, or that or, not either. He's just got that or going on right there, and doesn't have any additional wilds besides the normal 1 and 2 in there. So he's got that going on. Then we got Hulkbuster right here. Let's go ahead this side. His starting hand. Damage mitigation mode. If you're about to be KO'd during a villain turn, you can flip this card face down to avoid discarding your last card. You are not KO'd. So we've got that right there. And then he's got Pin Down, double punch against a single target in your location. If you damage them, you can't leave their location until the end of the next villain turn. So I got that. And then, does one of these go to sleep? He's got 2 copies of Shockwave. Shockwave, double punch against a single target in your location, or attach a stun token to a villain or henchman in your location. Next villain turn, their BAM is canceled and the stun token is discarded. So we got that there, and he does have 2 copies of it, both with movement on the bottom, and he's got quite a few punches here, some heroics. He still looks like he's got a pretty all-around good deck right there. So that is going to be Hulkbuster, Iron Man. We've looked at these 4 here. Let's go ahead and look at the Sentry, and then we'll finish off with Doc Samson. Sentry's starting hand card, almost invulnerable. As long as this card is face up in the storyline before taking damage, you may draw cards from your deck equal to the amount of damage you will take. Then place the same number of crisis tokens on the Dark Entity card. So there is that. We're going to jump ahead to see what the Dark Entity card is, which is this one right here. At the end of your turn, if there are 3 or more crisis tokens on this card, discard them all and reveal the top card from the Void deck. Immediately apply its effects, then put the card at the bottom of the deck. So that is going to be the Dark Entity card right there with the almost invulnerable, seeing how that works. Uncontrolled Power, double wild, then place 2 crisis tokens on the Dark Entity card. So you're probably going to be drawing Dark Entity cards. So let's put these here. So that Uncontrolled Power, he's got a double wild here that places 2 crisis tokens, a triple wild one that places 3 crisis tokens, and then a single that places 1 crisis token. So already with these, these 3 cards, he's already placing 6, up to 6 on the Dark Entity card. So that's going to get 2 triggers of the Void deck. Power Sharing, another hero may immediately double wild, then place 2 crisis tokens on the Dark Entity card. So that's going to be 8 total cards right there. And what was the trigger over here? As long as the card is face up in the storyline before taking damage, you may draw cards from your deck equal to the amount of damage you take, then place the same number of crisis tokens on the Dark Entity card. So yeah, if I'm trying to heal up from getting hit like that, equal to you may draw cards from your deck equal to the amount of damage you will take. Yes, that's going to be interesting how that goes. There's going to be a lot of uses of the Void deck right there. Then after that, we do have an extra wild in his deck right here. So he's got 2 single wilds right there, a bunch of punching, definitely a lot of heroic, not a lot of movement in his deck. So if you're possibly looking, although actually all 3 of these have movement on them. I was going to say, if you're looking to get some movement from Sentry, it's going to be a little interesting because a Sentry player may not want to use the Void deck. We'll see what the Void deck looks like real quick. Let's go with an example of this. Hollowness. On your next turn, you must forfeit 1 movement action if available. So there's that. That stinks. Unrestrainable Force. Each hero must discard 1 action token or take 1 damage. So Void deck, not a good deck. We're not going to go through all of them, but suffice it to say, yeah, you don't want the Sentry player calling upon that Void deck. That's all I got to say to that. So let's go ahead, finish this off with the cards. Or the figures from this set. First thing we're going to look at, and we're going to compare a little bit because I do have regular Hulk sitting here. This is getting ready to be primed. This is just, this on top of a thing. I do have 2 copies of it because I am going to prime it and paint this one. Again, going to look into doing some painting here on the channel. Just haven't gotten around to doing it yet. So let's go ahead and put that off there to the side so that way we can take a look at some stuff. And first of all, we have our Hulk Buster Iron Man right here. And again, going by the original Hulk, this is the size of the original Hulk to Hulk Buster. So that is what that looks like right here. Marvel United Season 1, Marvel United Season 3 right here. So we've got that. Hercules, similar size, if not a little bit smaller than Hulk. Hulk is hunched over in Season 1, but still, that's what we got right there. So there's Hercules, and then we've got our Kickstarter exclusive Doc Samson right here. And then let's go ahead to this side. Let's take a look at the Sentry first. And again, Hulk is a little bit, like maybe the hair, definitely a little bulkier than the Sentry. The Sentry's cape gives it a little bit more heft. Then we've got Ares. Again, the way that these Season 3 characters look to Season 1 characters, it really... I don't want it, but I kind of want almost a Season 1 Redux. Not really, because I don't really necessarily want to rebuy content. If they were going to do something like, I don't even want new models. I would like some updated cards, possibly. I know that's what the point of the, like the team decks and the equipment and everything were. I do apologize. My neighbor seems to be mowing his yard next door to me. If you are able to hear that. If not, then I'm just talking for no reason. But anyway, that is kind of what I want. Now, the biggest comparison here is going to be... I mean, he is standing upright a little bit more, but this is Hulkbuster, not Hulkbuster. This is Worldbreaker Hulk compared to Season 1 Hulk. So that's what we got there. I almost for scale want to, in future games where I would use the Hulk, I would almost want to use Worldbreaker Hulk if I'm going to use the regular Hulk cards. Just because that is like... I know he's standing a little bit more upright in this figure and everything, but daggum, like, he's also on a cloud. He's on a cloud, so if I lower him a little bit to where the cloud doesn't make sense, like the cloud is whatever, the Gladiator Hulk or whatever this one's called, still slightly taller. Again, could be also the model, how it's positioned, everything like that, but this doesn't seem as imposing anymore, if it did. To that one. So yeah, so that is everything in this box, but what we're going to do now is do a little special treat with this. Now, when this expansion was announced, the other thing that was announced with it was the Omniverse pledge for Marvel United. In the Omniverse pledge, they included everything in there with the stretch goal box, all these other different things, what was going on in there. But one of the things that was added for the Omniverse pledge was Fang Foom right here. Now, I said in an earlier video I was going to wait on this to do the stretch goal box, but I thought it'd be more appropriate since this box is if you're looking on the Kickstarter updates, the announcement for this box is when this was announced. I just kind of felt like it went together. So there is that. We are going to take a look later on in another video at the stretch goal box. The stretch goal box is going to have 2 other large figures in there. Was it Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur, and Stature, I believe, are in there. So when we open that box and around that time, then we'll do the comparison with all the large figures that we got, because we got this one, we got Goliath, and we've got Galactus in there. So we got all that going on, but we're going to go ahead and open up Fang Foom, just because, you know what, I really want to open up Fang Foom, and this seems like the perfect video to do it in. Again, if you've been enjoying these Marvel United unboxing videos, make sure to hit the like button down below, hit the notification bell to know when we're going to be putting out the last 2 after this expansion videos, because again, we're going to do stretch goals on its own, and then team decks, campaign decks, and pets are going to be its own thing. Those are going to be in a video on their own as well. But let's go ahead and get out Fang Foom and take a look at that. This is going to be a slightly longer video, but I don't care. So we got this going on. We got a location here. That's everything from the box. And there was the box, by the way. I didn't show the box off, but there was the box right there. Sleeping Dragon Boy there, Sleeping Dragon Boy there, and the description, everything of what is in this. So we're going to place that there. We're going to place it right here, so that way you can see that, because that is now what we're doing. So, I feel like the lighting changed in here. So we got Fang Foom's dashboard right here with his special setup and rules on the back side there. We've got the leaflet for Fang Foom right here. So the Fang Foom challenge, dormant, awake, compatibility. Apply the following special rules in facing the specific villains: Galactus, Nova, Phoenix 5, Scream, all of that stuff. Not compatible with the following villains. The challenge mode. Fang Foom challenge. This challenge, Fang Foom can be added as a henchman when facing any villain. Okay. Fang Foom challenge is not compatible with the following villains: Legion, the Horseman of Apocalypse, Sinister Six mode, Apocalypse from the Age of Apocalypse, and Dark Avengers. So we don't even have Dark Avengers yet because it's in there. So we got that. We've got Valley of the Sleeping Dragon as a location right here. So we got that going on, and then we're going to go ahead and open our box. Is it taped? Yes, it's always taped. Why is it always taped? So much noise. Sorry about that microphone. Let's go ahead and take that off right there, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at the cards first. Now, I do find it funny that to put this back every time, you do have to take the wings off. They don't look like they snap in. They just look like they, it's like friction in there, so it's not like a mushroom peg or anything like that where it snaps in, you can't get it out, it looks like. But let's go ahead and take a look at these cards before we start messing with the figure, because I do see that I'm going to have to untie something on that figure, very similar to like the Sentinels from, or the Galactus from this set and the Sentinels from Marvel Zombies. So give me a second while I struggle with this for no reason. So we've got a few different things right here. We've got a bunch of awake cards for Fang Foom. We've got dormant cards for him. We've got a mess of threat cards. We do have, it looks like, not his threat card, but it looks like his, what do you call this? The threat card if you're placing him in someone else's game, looks like. And then the challenge. Set up, replace one of the villain's threats with the Fang Foom threat, dormant side up. So he would start on this side right here. Dormant, if a hero or villain ends their turn in location with Fang Foom threat or an adjacent one, add 1 crisis token to the threat. Awake, as he moves around, heroes must target Fang Foom's game piece, not his threat card. When Fang Foom is defeated, remove both his game piece and threat card from the game. When there are 3 crisis tokens here, flip this card and place the Fang Foom game piece at this location, and then you have the awake side, which has a BAM, all that stuff. So there is that going on. So we've got that. We've got that. Let's go ahead and look at his awake cards. So his away cards don't do anything specific. Just move clockwise to the next location with the hero with the most cards in hand. So there's no like special effect on there. It's just him bamming on there, which, you know, I'm pretty sure his bam is to like just murder, death, kill. Deal 2 damage to one hero in Fang Foom's location, then deal 1 damage to a different hero in Fang Foom's location, and 1 hero in each adjacent location. So you're just going to get wrecked. That's all there is to that. Dormant, this is where all his specials are. McLoan Invasion, add 1 thug to each location except for in Fang Foom's location. Right there. And then Frightened Civilians, add 1 civilian in each location except for in Fang Foom's. So, and when he's dormant, he doesn't move, apparently. So it's all just movement 0, so he's just chilling there for the duration of the game. And his threat card, so he's got shape-shifting, 3 copies. While in this location, Fang Foom cannot take any damage as long as there are any civilians here. So he's got 3 copies of that. And then supernatural durability. While in this location, Fang Foom ignores 1 damage each hero turn. So we got that going on. So that is going to be all of the cards specifically to Fang Foom. Let's take out these wings here and see what we've got as far as a figure goes. And again, I will compare this to the other large-scale figures that we are getting in this one. Maybe even take a look at like how they compare to past ones as well. Maybe we'll just go ahead and get all the Sentinels out. We'll get all the Sentinels. So anyway, this is rather large and imposing. This is not Galactus level. It is smaller than Galactus, and I think this goes here, maybe. So I'm going to put these all the way in just because I want to put this away here in a few seconds. Because I'm going to probably be right after this maybe filming the stretch goal box. So there is that. This is slightly difficult to get in there though. Alright, I didn't intentionally put the wings all the way in just because I want to be able to get them out easily, because I'm going to be putting all this away before I film the stretch goal box video. But this is Fang Foom right here, and he is rather large. Again, you can see there I did not plug in the wings all the way. They would normally go flush. They are a little difficult to get in, but he is massive. Not Galactus massive, but this is OG Hulk right here with him. So jump. There you go. So that is going to be OG Hulk next to him. Let's go ahead and let's go with Hulkbuster, since Hulkbuster is the largest figure in this set. So that is him next to Hulkbuster. So we've got that going on there. And then looks like Hercules is about the size of a normal Marvel United figure. So we've got that going on for comparison right there. So Fang Foom, very large, very menacing figure. He will be kind of intimidating on the field. Again, we will do some kind of comparison later on, probably during the stretch goal box. I will probably get the Sentinels out, and then any other large figure that I'm forgetting. Definitely not comparing him to the original from the Marvel Zombies Galactus. That wouldn't be fair. But yeah, we'll compare Galactus, stature, Goliath, Devil Dinosaur, Fang Foom. But this is pretty big. I like this. This is a pretty awesome figure. Again, one of those intimidating things to paint. Again, as I've said in other videos in the past, you just gonna hang out there? Other videos in the past, like, I can afford to mess up on this because I can always buy another set cheap of Marvel United 1 and repaint it again and everything like that. Something like this that I cannot replace. This is probably going to be, this and like Galactus are probably going to be last on my painting list for that. If you are a painter, there is that again, but this guy is just a ton of like greens, but I don't even know if I have any of these like lime green colors that he is, because this I feel like is a different kind of green shade than that. But that's enough of me talking. So we have covered in this video the Fang Foom expansion, and we have covered World War Hulk. So I'd like to thank you guys, as I said before, for tuning into this one. This one's a little bit longer than normal because we added in Fang Foom here. But I'd like to thank you guys for checking this one out. If you have been enjoying this unboxing series, let me know down below in the comments so far what your favorite character in this whole thing was. Make sure to hit the notification bell so that way you are notified as to when more of these videos are coming out. We are getting close to the end. As I said, we are going to be doing the stretch goal box for Multiverse next, and then after that we're going to do like a one-off with the campaign decks, and then I am looking at either with Marvel United content, we are going to be doing some gameplays, but looking at doing possibly some painting videos, and then maybe actually doing some deep dives with characters as far as how they relate with team decks now, with equipments and stuff like that, equipment cards and stuff like that. I'm going to stop rambling. This has been Rockshire Gaming. I have been Eric. We have just unboxed World War Hulk and the Fang Foom figure, and you guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.